What if I told you that the very person you see in the mirror every morning isn't who you're meant to be? What if all the doubts, fears, and old habits that have held you back so far could be deleted today, right now, in this moment? Imagine waking up tomorrow with a mind so clear, a heart so aligned, and energy so magnetic that abundance doesn't chase you, it runs to you. What if the life you've been dreaming of isn't a distant goal, but something waiting for you to claim it the moment you shift your mindset, let go of the old, and step fully into who you are meant to become? Every thought you have, every word you speak to yourself, and every tiny action you take is shaping your reality. So what if, just for today, you decided to hit reset, to rewrite your story, and to start attracting the success, love, and joy you've always deserved? By the time this video ends, you won't just be inspired. You'll be ready to step into a version of yourself that the world has been waiting for. What if I told you that the very first thoughts you have when you wake up are quietly scripting the story of your entire day, and even your life? Every morning before your feet hit the floor, your mind is already playing a movie of your old patterns, your fears, your doubts, and most people unknowingly hit play on the same old stories: stress, frustration, procrastination, and a sense that life is just happening to them. But what if you could delete that script? What if you could walk out of bed and, in that very moment, choose a new version of yourself, a version that is abundant, confident, unstoppable? The secret is simple, yet so few use it: your morning mindset. The first 30 minutes after you wake up are like wet clay ready to be molded. If you leave it unattended, the world will shape it for you, often with negativity, distraction, and the noise of things that do not serve you. But if you deliberately, intentionally, and consciously take control of those minutes, you can sculpt a mindset that magnetizes success, joy, and abundance. Imagine starting your day not reacting to chaos, but commanding it, feeling aligned with purpose, with clarity, with energy that cannot be shaken. Think of it as a mental shower, washing away yesterday's failures, fears, and regrets. Every breath, every thought, every word you speak to yourself in that quiet early morning moment is planting seeds. Are you planting seeds of doubt, comparison, and limitation, or seeds of courage, vision, and possibility? What if this small habit, just 10 to 15 minutes of intentional reflection, visualization, and affirmation, could slowly overwrite decades of old conditioning? What if the simple act of greeting the day with a clear, focused, and positive mind could pull opportunities, relationships, and success into your orbit almost effortlessly? Most people wait for life to hand them abundance, but those who master their mornings understand the power of creating it first within themselves. The LD mirrors your inner state, and your mornings are the ultimate blueprint. What if today you decided to no longer be a passenger, no longer be dictated by old patterns, but instead become the architect of your life from the moment you open your eyes? What if everything you believe about yourself, the fears, the doubts, the limitations, was just a story you've been telling yourself, and you could hit delete at any moment? What if the person you see in the mirror every morning isn't the person you have to stay? Most of us carry the weight of old versions of ourselves, memories of failures, regrets that whisper, "You are not enough," and fears that hold us hostage in the same patterns. But imagine if you realize that all of it, every anxious thought, every self-doubt, every limiting belief, is nothing more than old programming, outdated and irrelevant to the life you are meant to live. The moment you let go of your old self, you unlock a door you didn't even know existed. A door to freedom, to possibility, to abundance. Letting go doesn't mean ignoring who you are. It means releasing who you were and shedding what no longer serves you. What if the anger, the guilt, the jealousy, the insecurities you've carried for years could dissolve in an instant simply because you decided they weren't yours to carry anymore? Most people fear letting go because it feels like losing a part of themselves, but the truth is holding on to the old self is the real loss. It keeps you trapped in cycles of mediocrity, repeating the same mistakes, attracting the same pain. Imagine waking up tomorrow without the chains of your old identity, without the constant whispers of "you can't" or "you're not enough." What if you could step into each day lighter, freer, and more magnetic to opportunities, love, and abundance? Every time you cling to the past, you block the flow of what is waiting for you. But when you consciously release it, you make room for transformation, for growth, and for miracles. What if the life you've always dreamed of, the confidence you've longed for, the joy you've silently hoped for, has been waiting on the other side of your willingness to let go? The truth is, abundance, success, and peace are never found in holding on. They are found in the courage to release, in the bravery to evolve, in the audacity to delete the old self and rise into the person you were always meant to become. What if the life you've been dreaming of isn't just a dream, but a reality waiting for you to see it clearly first? What if every success story, every moment of abundance, every breakthrough ever achieved started as a simple thought in someone's mind, a vision so vivid that it pulled the universe to make it real? Most people live their lives reacting to circumstances, drifting day by day, hoping things will magically align, unaware that the mind is a powerful magnet and what you focus on expands. Visualization is not just daydreaming, it is intentionally rehearsing your futu. Training your subconscious mind to recognize opportunities, to act with courage, and to attract abundance as if it's already yours. Imagine closing your eyes every morning and seeing, feeling, and living the life you desire, walking into your dream home, having the career that excites you, radiating confidence that others can't ignore. The more real you make it in your mind, the more tangible it becomes in your world. What if your thoughts are the seeds and your reality is the garden? Plant them carefully, water them with intention, and watch the impossible grow into the inevitable. Intention setting is the companion of visualization. It is the conscious declaration that today you will act, respond, and think in alignment with your higher self. What if every small action you take today is amplified by the clarity of your vision, pulling doors open before you even knock? Most people set goals and forget them. They hope and then doubt. But when you visualize and set intentions daily, you are sending a clear signal to your subconscious, and it starts to orchestrate events, people, and circumstances in your favor. It's like programming your mind with a code for success and abundance that the universe can read. What if the life you've been waiting for, the abundance you've been longing to attract, the joy, love, and fulfillment you've been seeking, is already aligning around the vivid picture you hold in your mind every morning? The power is not in waiting. It's in seeing, believing, and declaring it so strongly that reality cannot resist catching up with your vision. What if the words you speak to yourself every morning are secretly shaping the entire course of your life, and most of them are working against you? What if the voice in your head, the one you hear the moment you wake up, is either your greatest ally or your worst enemy? Most people underestimate this invisible force, repeating thoughts like, I can't, I'm not enough, or this will never work, and wonder why life keeps delivering the same results. But imagine if, instead, you deliberately chose words that uplifted, empowered, and aligned you with the reality you want to attract. Affirmations are not just cliches. They are a tool to rewrite your inner script, to challenge the subconscious mind that has been running old programs for years. When you say, I am worthy of abundance, I am capable of achieving my dreams, or I attract opportunities effortlessly, you are literally planting new neural pathways in your brain, signaling that this is the truth you choose to live by. What if, by repeating positive statements every morning, you could override decades of self-doubt, fear, and limitation? What if your inner dialogue became so powerful that it started to influence not just your thoughts, but your actions, your decisions, and the energy you emit into the world? Self-talk is the compass guiding your behavior. If your internal conversation is negative, you will subconsciously make choices that reinforce failure. But if you make it intentional, confident, and abundant, your external reality will follow. Imagine stepping into your day filled with conviction, with certainty that you are moving toward your goals, that obstacles are temporary, and that you are fully capable of handling anything life throws at you. Most people wait for motivation, but affirmations generate intrinsic energy, a magnetic pull towards success, love, and prosperity. What if this simple daily habit, just a few minutes of focused, conscious, positive self-talk, could transform the way the world responds to you, the opportunities you attract, and the results you achieve? The reality is, the language you use with yourself is the foundation of your life, and by consciously choosing it, you have the power to manifest a version of yourself that is abundant, confident, and unstoppable. What if everything you've ever wanted, success, love, wealth, and happiness, was already trying to find its way to you, but you were unknowingly blocking it with what you focus on? What if the very thing that separates people who attract abundance effortlessly from those who struggle is not talent, luck, or connections, but a simple daily habit: gratitude? Most people wake up and immediately start noticing what's wrong, what's missing, or what they don't have, and that energy creates an invisible wall between them and their desires. But imagine shifting that focus, even for a few minutes every morning, to everything that is already working in your life. Gratitude is not just saying thank you superficially. It is a deep, intentional recognition that life is already giving you reasons to feel abundant. When you consciously acknowledge the blessings you already have, the roof over your head, the people who love you, the talents within you, even the challenges that taught you resilience, you send a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive more. What if your lack, your frustrations, and your complaints are actually repelling the very opportunities you dream of? What if by simply shifting your attention to what you appreciate, you create an invisible magnet that pulls in more experiences, wealth, and relationships aligned with that energy? The mind doesn't distinguish between real and imagined abundance. It responds to energy and focus. By feeling grateful, you are vibrating at the frequency of abundance, and the universe mirrors back what you embody. Most people think gratitude is passive, but in reality, it is the most active, potent tool you have for transformation. Imagine starting your morning by listing 5 things you are genuinely grateful for, feeling them deeply, and letting that energy guide your decisions, interactions, and intentions throughout the day. What if this simple practice could rewire your brain to notice opportunities instead of obstacles, to attract people instead of problems, to create wealth instead of scarcity? Gratitude is not luck, it is a law. It shifts your perspective, amplifies joy, and aligns you with the flow of abundance that is already available, waiting for you to recognize it, claim it, and live it fully. What if I told you that thinking, visualizing, and feeling positive isn't enough to create the life you dream of, and that without action, all your hopes could remain trapped in your mind forever? What if the very difference between those who live in abundance and those who struggle is not luck or talent, but the consistent, inspired action they take every single day? Most people wait for motivation, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity, and in that waiting, life passes them by. But imagine if you could step into each day with energy so aligned with your purpose that every action, no matter how small, moves you closer to your dreams. Inspired action is different from busy work. It is intentional, purposeful, and comes from a place of clarity and alignment with your higher self. What if the challenges and obstacles you fear are actually signals guiding you toward the right actions, and by ignoring them, you are delaying the very abundance you seek? Every habit you build, every step you take consistently, compounds like interest in a bank account, multiplying results in ways you can't even imagine. Most people underestimate the power of repetition, but consistency transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. Imagine committing today to one small, intentional act that aligns with your goals, then repeating it tomorrow and the day after until it becomes unstoppable momentum. What if this relentless, inspired energy creates a ripple effect, attracting the right people, opportunities, and circumstances as if the universe itself is conspiring in your favor? The truth is, abundance is not passive. It responds to action backed by clarity, belief, and alignment. You cannot manifest what you are unwilling to work for, but when your energy and actions are synchronized, the results appear faster than you expect. Most people fail because they stop too soon, lose focus, or doubt the process, but those who consistently act in alignment with their vision break through limits and achieve what once seemed impossible. What if every morning, every day became an opportunity to delete procrastination, replace it with inspired energy, and move closer to the life you are destined to live? Action is the bridge between your dreams and reality. And inspired, consistent action is the magnet that pulls abundance directly to you. As you stand at the edge of your old self, remember this: the power to transform your life has always been within you. Every morning, every thought, every word, and every action you take can either chain you to the past or launch you into a future overflowing with abundance. You have seen the keys: the mindset reset, letting go of who you were, visualizing your dreams, speaking life into yourself, feeling gratitude, and taking inspi. Action. The choice is yours. What you do today will ripple into tomorrow, shaping a version of you that you once thought was impossible. So take a deep breath, embrace the unknown, and step boldly into the person you are meant to become. Good luck as you start this journey. May each day bring you clarity, courage, and abundance beyond what you can imagine. Thank you for being here, for showing up for yourself, and for daring to rewrite your story. The best version of you is waiting, and it starts right now.